Run, river, run, run through the hills. Run, river, run to the sea. Run, river, run to your place beneath the sun. Run, river, run.
Hi, welcome to Be My Guest. This is Jan Lewis. It is my pleasure today to welcome back the Milford Garden Club. We have Hazel Schroeder, we have Elaine McNanna, and Teddy Weber, and they're going to talk all about this. And what caught my attention was in the newspaper, one of them, I don't know which one it was, I read about the garden therapy program over at Countryside Manor up the street, and that's in Milford. If it's good for them, boy, it'd be good for all of us. Anything that is doing with therapy and keeping people calm, that's when I start pricking up my ears. I haven't been into gardening, but I thought this might be fun. So welcome, ladies. We have, so Teddy is on my left, Elaine is over on there in the middle, and we've got Hazel at the other left. We're trying to do it by height here this time so that poor Elaine wasn't down like this and everybody was like that. So we're glad to have everybody back. The group meets on the third Monday of the month at the Senior Center at 6:30, right? Everybody's welcome? Right? Everybody's welcome. There's a little dinner, Elaine?
No dinner.
We have
refreshments.
Yes. Okay, so eat dinner before you go and then shout out on sweets. They brought, before we go any further, because we're going to talk about that garden therapy, I just want to show you some of the beautiful things that they do. Look at this. Can you zero in? To me, it looks oriental. Can you tell me, Teddy, what that is?
That's an arrangement that I decided to do in October. I had these cinnamon sticks that were just sitting around. I was wondering what I could do with them, so I got some polymer clay, and the patients had to flatten that and then put the cinnamon sticks in, and then put the other little like moss, fake moss and stuff in, and then this is Autumn Joy that we use as like trees or imagine that they were trees. And
so you do this over Countryside?
Yes.
You do this with This is one example, and then this. We're going to get into it. I just want to show you these beautiful. Look at this. Now, who made this?
I made that.
You made that too? Elaine does the cutest with pressed flowers, and she gave me this little. It's still got it. I think it's still on our mantle in the living room. This is adorable, and they make these too.
They make them too. We provide pick the containers, prep the containers with Oasis, and then give them the flowers and the greens and. I'll let them go to, give them an example, let them go to it and figure it out what
Pussy
they
Willows
want
in
to
it, right? Pussy Willows too. Now, also, we've got some beautiful pictures here that Hazel just brought in for us. And this looks like Christmas. When did this take place?
This one took place at Christmas time, and this one was just recently St. Patty's Day. We had 30 women, or 30 residents came up and showed up and made the arrangements. We decided instead of going with green and white, except for the little bow,
I like this.
some fresh flowers came in that weren't green and white, and we could use them.
Now we also have a lovely picture of Elaine. Now who are these other Teddy's? That's not you.
No, that's
who's that lady there?
Oh, yeah, I am in this one.
That's you?
That's Elaine, that's me. That's Phyllis Foley and Patsy Timmons. We're helpers, and we did the arrangement, I think, back in February of last year.
Greenleaf Garden Club presents a flower arranging workshop at Countryside Healthcare.
And that one was Mother's Day with pinwheels and everything, just to brighten up and be a little bit more festive.
You have a lot of fun with this, don't you?
Yes, we do.
I know Elaine loves this too. Now, we've got a lot to talk about here. First of all, Elaine, you are going to talk about the beginnings of the garden therapy. I want to know how you thought about this. What happened?
Well, it wasn't me all by myself, but in 1968, I went to a meeting. I had just moved into Milford, and my immediate neighbors said, we're going up to Silver Hill Road to a home, and we're going to start this garden club. Well, amazing to me, because I was a city kid, and I said, oh, why are they inviting me to a garden club. You know, I don't know how to do anything. And we went, and my first assignment was, because the garden club was not federated at that time, but the Massachusetts Garden Federation, Garden Club Federation, I messed that up again, but anyway, had some standing committees, which they felt if you created a garden club, follow these designs, these suggestions. And I got appointed garden therapy chairperson. But guess what? Did I think they're telling me garden, I thought I was going to take care of sick plants and tell people how to fix their sick plants. And it was quite funny when I came to the first meeting with my little package of really looking terrible plants that I had in my house and said, so now what do we do with these, you know? And I was then handed a piece of paper with some guidelines.
How long ago was this?
It was so much fun. So we have been going, we used to do 12 months a year. We used to go every single month. And that got overwhelming for the nursing home as well as us, because we get about 30 people each time.
30 in the room? Can they fit in comfortably okay?
Yeah, we use their dining room.
How long have you been doing this, Elaine?
Since 1968.
The garden therapy?
Yes.
Why have I never heard about this?
Well, you know, when we publicize things, we publicize the fundraisers we do, the plant sales and the November Christmas fundraiser and the garden shows, the flower shows.
Can anybody come, not just from countryside people who live there? Can anyone come?
Well, this particular program is specifically for the residents at the countryside. So, but we get 30, and I was telling the ladies the other day when we were talking a little bit about this, my first encounter with this program, I brought flowers and containers, and we were all ready to go. I can't remember what it was, but this one lady said to me, "Now, that isn't how you cut that flower. That isn't where you put that flower."
Uh-oh.
And I said, "Excuse me, Alice, you know, okay, you can teach me. I'm not really knowledgeable about this." Well, she was a retired florist.
Uh-oh.
She had run a florist shop forever. So that was my first helper. And then it turned spring. I think that was like March or April, and then it was time to plant seeds.
Mm.
And of course, at that time we did it before lunch.
Yeah.
So I said to the group, I said, "Okay, now we have these. We're going to have you all wash your hands after we played with the earth and the seeds. We'll have you all wash your hands." And Anne said to me, "Not me. I haven't had dirt under my nails for a long time. I'm not washing my hands." So the benefits of doing this program were totally out of our imagination.
Yeah.
It was just not teaching them how to make a flower arrangement.
Right.
It was having them tactical, do things with their hands that rejuvenated them, remembrance.
It's relaxing.
And totally. While you're playing with a little flower arrangement, you're not thinking of dinner needs to be made or I need to sweep the floor. You're not thinking of anything else. So that's basically how we got started. And ever since then, we've had an ongoing program. We do it every other month, right, Teddy? Every other month, thereabouts.
Well, we do it 6 times a year. October, November, December, and then February, March, and May.
Okay, we try to hit the months that need a flower arrangement in them somehow.
Yeah.
And some of the seasonal.
Helen was telling me
Yeah.
she does the PR and the awards. What's that all about, Helen?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm the chair of publicity, so I try to publicize these things.
Yeah.
So I write articles for the paper.
You're the one.
Send them.
Yes.
So I'm probably responsible for what you
For
read.
what I read, yeah.
And we also can get awards for these kinds of programs. So I write awards. Over the years, we've actually won quite a few awards.
Yeah.
Way before me, awards were.
Right.
But we did win one from the Federation, State Massachusetts Garden Club Federation, about 2 years ago.
So you win quite a bit of awards with the Milford Gardening Group. It's called the Greenleaf Gardening Group, right?
Right.
What's the history now? When did it first begin?
1968.
68.
We became federated in 1970 with the Massachusetts Federation of Garden Clubs. And we've been ongoing. We have a 50th anniversary coming up.
When's that going to be?
Well, it was in March, I believe, the actual date, but we're going to have our June flower show at
Yes.
Memorial
It's
Hall,
our
June
big
7th,
celebration.
8th.
7, 8, and 9.
Okay, at Memorial Hall.
Memorial Hall in Milford.
Okay, if you don't know where that is, I knew where. Hazel had to remind me. If you know where the library is, go down the street a little bit, head for the center of town. It's that big old. What was it? The 1700s when that was made.
It was It was a Civil War memorial, and so I think it was done in the late,
Old,
probably
dark brick. Yeah.
1800s.
And you go in there
1860s.
and you have your showing there. This is great. Do other people come in? Do other florists, garden clubs come in, compete there? It's just you.
We compete. We're the ones that create the members of our club. We have 28 designs this year, and then we do a lot of horticulture, and we
Anyone
do.
can enter horticulture.
Anybody
It's
can
open
do
to
that.
any
Yes,
amateur
it's
gardener.
Anybody can do that. What over at Countryside Manor, which if you're not from here, out of town, out of state, we have a lovely place up the street here in Milford, and I heard a lot of great things about it. But to have a garden therapy program, and that just caught my eye. 30 people attend it who live there at the manor.
Yes.
Not all the time 30. That's the max.
The max, yeah.
We usually get like 22 to 25.
That's still
and
a
then we
lot.
make
That's a
we
lot.
make up extra arrangements for people that maybe couldn't come down and share but would like an arrangement. So
How often do you go there?
6 times a year.
Oh, 6 times a year to do the garden
Mhm.
therapy. Is it mostly gals, mostly women?
Yes.
Okay.
There are men residents who can.
Yes.
And I had a thought go through my head and it went away. So you keep going.
Good.
Yeah, there are some men residents that come down and share, or they'll come down and just observe, and then
Yeah.
And sometimes families are there and
Yeah.
they help out too.
That's the great part about it.
Yeah.
Sometimes a family member will be visiting and come down and share and help the resident do their arrangement if they want to. And sometimes we get young people, high school age people, to help out. Either they're doing a community service or they're doing it for their confirmation. And
Oh, I love it.
we recently had one of the members, her grandson is being confirmed, so he needed some community
He
service
did that.
hours, and
Yeah.
he came down and he was so helpful.
Yeah.
It was, and the people, the residents loved it because it was a young face,
Why
and
not?
he was so helpful to everybody. So
We are talking
And
with Elaine
pleasant.
McNanna, and beside me is Teddy Weber, and then Elaine Hazel Schroeder, and they are members of the Milford Garden Club, which is the
Greenleaf.
Greenleaf. What is the
Garden
Evergreen? I
Club.
don't know. The Greenleaf Garden Club in Milford. I'm thinking, is there something for just us regular poor slobs? a therapy, a garden therapy. I love the idea. Would you ever think of doing that? Just coming on down and doing it?
I don't know. We never.
Fun.
We
Encountered.
we have 70-ish, about 70 members right now.
Yeah.
And a guest can come anytime.
And we often have designers showing us
Yeah, how to
designs.
do it.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, we welcome guests
Workshops?
for, if it's a planned workshop, we haven't opened it up to guests because
It's a
they
space.
come, and
Then it's a
you
lot.
have to have all the
Yeah.
materials to
If someone wants to join the Greenleaf Garden Club, how would they do it? Come to a first meeting?
come
Come
to a
to a
meeting
meeting.
and say, want to join.
Right.
We advertise. Our email address is Greenleaf Garden Club @gmail.com, and they can write on that, write to that email, and we'll follow through. We have a membership chairperson who will then mail out a list of what we do, how we do it, what the members do, because we do so many different programs, and we're here to talk about garden therapy today, but we could come back and talk about the library plantings, the downtown plantings.
Oh, yeah, you guys are busy girls.
And as we get a little older, we're relinquishing some of these jobs to the younger set. So it's really good. It's just the new members.
It's 70.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, they meet the third Monday of the month at the Senior Center at 6:30 in Milford. What street is that on?
South Bow.
South Bow Street. It was pretty new. How many years ago did they build that? It was beautiful.
It's a wonderful place to have.
Yeah, my goodness, it's got to be at least 10 years old now.
I remember when it was brand new. I would drive down there and say, "Oh, wow, isn't that cute?"
It took a long time to create, and a lot of people on the committee, and we had the support of our selectmen, which is really nice.
Yeah.
They give us a recognition every year.
There you go.
Because we do contribute to the town. And just the downtown planners, when we talk about the downtown planters, they were the planters themselves were all donated by Lowe's. And we ended up with 20, I think, on the islands and around town.
Sure.
And it just, every year we plant them for spring, and we plant them again in the fall for Christmas time. We always get it ready for the Christmas parade.
You're the culprits that are doing this.
Yeah, we get it ready for the Christmas parade.
How long have you been a member, Teddy?
I've been a member since 2010, so 8 years, I guess.
And Elaine, when did you jump in?
She was a charter member.
1968.
When it started, okay.
When it started.
I'm having my 50th anniversary this year, and I want you to know I was 12 when I joined.
Yes. Teddy, and how long have you been?
I joined in 1994.
Okay.
And so
that's really good. So do you have, so when you have a meeting, is it the type of thing where you have like a business part of it, and then you have a fun part where you get to do some plants? Do you do that?
usually the fun part is first.
The fun part's first.
Because
I like
if
that.
we have a speaker from farther away,
Yeah.
we want to let them get home as
Sure.
soon as they can. So we do the meeting or the program first.
Who is the president of the club? Is it?
Candace.
Oops.
Go ahead. Who is it?
Well, I want to say
Candy
Candace
Scorpra.
Skarupa. Candace Skarupa.
Do any of you ladies have a position?
I'm the corresponding secretary.
You're for the court. Elaine, weren't you the president at one time?
4 times.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But that across 50 years, that was.
It's about time to be heard, don't you think?
Yeah. Teddy, do you have a position there?
I'm a director, which means I go to the board meetings and just vote. And I also am co-coordinator for garden therapy, and I help with the downtown pots too.
And she will probably be our president next year.
Yes.
How'd you
on
get
the
is that?
slate of
That's cool.
officers.
That's really good. You could be elected?
Yeah, I've been nominated for
She's been- oh,
president.
there you go. Do anybody are you allowed to bring your children, grandchildren with you? At all?
The garden club functions as a relief, a therapy, if you will, for us women.
Yeah.
And in the early days of the program, and even now, we do a youth program at the local schools.
Yeah.
And it's a part of the after-school program, and we have about 15 students come in the 3rd and 4th grades who make plants. It's seasonal. Whatever's going on that month, they might plant seeds now and then plant the flowers that grow in the garden. And they also, around the school, planted daffodils last fall, so they'll see them coming up this year. So it's a list.
In the winter months, we also do flower arranging with them to teach them how to do it.
I'll teach them how. Okay. Now, you don't have to be from Milford. You can be from any town, right, locally, to come on in.
Yeah.
I bet I'm picturing each one of you with homes that are gorgeously decorated with flowers and plants. Am I right?
There are a lot of flowers. They're not necessarily gorgeously
Plants.
decorated.
You brought me something
Right.
very interesting. Hazel, when you walked in, you gave this to
That
me.
was Gail.
I did.
Elaine, you
Yeah.
gave. Now, what is this? Looks. You remember the Addams family? The Addams family when she cut off the tops. What is this?
Those are sticks cut off the Montauk Daisy, which blooms in fall. It doesn't. It looks like a spring daisy,
Yeah.
but it doesn't bloom till the fall. Well, when I received my first gift of Montauk Daisy, that's exactly what it looked like—a stick
With no
with
flowers.
no flowers. But if you take that home and plant it today,
Yeah.
maybe in September or October you will have a few white flowers.
Should I plant it like in the ground or just get a pot with some dirt in it?
No, well, you can do it either way, but it survives better in the ground.
Okay. Yeah, near our porch. Okay.
Yeah, it makes a
That'd be a good
bush.
idea.
Okay.
It makes the bush and the white flowers in the fall.
Yeah.
But that stick, when you look at it, there's no roots on it. It roots itself, and it
Oh.
comes back every year. And then someday you'll be doing what I'm doing this year and giving away a lot of it because it overwhelms me now. The
It
plant
does.
is so
it
big.
does.
So they
It's-
bloom. If you're lucky, these all bloom.
Yes,
Yeah.
they do.
And they're daisies, like kind of a
It's a
They're
white daisy. It's
white-
beautiful.
We call them Montauk daisies.
a Montauk. I'm going to look that up online and see what it's going to look like.
I gave you the printout from Wikipedia.
Okay.
So that you can read how to plant it and how to grow it and all. And
That
then
is-
don't be mad at me when it's too big for where it is, because you'll have to find some resource to get rid of it.
It's annual that it does it itself?
Perennial.
Perennial.
It comes
Perennial.
back
So
every
it
year.
keeps coming back. No matter if snow gets on it in the winter,
That's right.
Doesn't matter.
it keeps
Oh, it
popping
likes
up.
the sun.
And it's pretty
That's what's
prolific.
growing already, and it's not spring.
Which end do you put? No, you leave this end up, right?
Up, yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm
Okay.
going to read what you gave me so I do it right because I don't know. I mean, I love flowers and plants. I've never been that much into it. But when we're talking about the garden therapy program up at the Countryside Manor up the street, and I'm thinking, boy, those seniors in there are really getting a really fantastic program. I thought that sounds good for me. And I thought now, but I have to be a resident, right, to live there.
You
Well,
have to. You can be a
you can-
volunteer.
I could
Teddy's
okay.
Teddy will
volunteer.
call you,
They're
tell
out.
you what time to be at the countryside.
But I don't know plants. Is that
No,
okay?
no, we take care of all that.
Okay.
We bring everything. The garden club has a budget,
Okay.
so we have enough money that we raise to participate. And sometimes we buy flowers. Sometimes we get things donated. Sometimes it's the dry material that's in the garden after summer.
Okay.
But we provide for them. I had hoped we had gotten you there first before this session, because you would have had a better understanding of it.
I'm picturing it though. As
Oh,
a
you
volunteer,
know.
what would you do? Pass out some of the items
Yes, you would. Usually they come at like 1:30
in the afternoon?
in the afternoon.
What day of the week?
Saturday.
Okay, but it's only once every.
Once every month
The
And
way
if
it's
you-
that
scheduled.
we're
That's okay.
scheduled.
Okay, I'm sure I can make it every
We
Saturday.
have, we have different volunteers every time.
Okay.
Right,
okay,
we
all right,
have-
Okay.
We have a good group that know the residents now, and so they can interact.
Yeah.
It's
You bring great
it's
joy,
fun.
don't you?
Yeah, it's fun.
You're having fun and you're bringing the fun.
right.
The
It's
benefits-
a real sharing experience.
And I think too that they learn things about us, we learn things about
Yeah,
them,
sure.
and they talk about the community, and it just brings everyone together.
How
Yeah,
again? How
it
do people
does.
reach you again? The Garden Club. Who
Who
wants
else
to say?
do that? Greenleaf, I can explain the title Greenleaf.
Go ahead.
As well. Greenleaf, when the club first started, her name was Irene Thorner. She was one of the original members. And she said, 473 is Greenleaf. That's the exchange of Milford that all of us had in the early days. So we called ourselves Greenleaf Garden Club of Milford.
Yeah.
And we have a website that's, I can give you our email. I can never remember the website. Hazel will do that, I think. It's Greenleaf Garden Club at gmail.com.
And that's probably the place to
communicate.
to communicate.
That's the way to communicate
Yes,
too.
if you
I think.
have
Yeah.
a question or would you like to do something like this,
You can do
it
that.
would be passed on then to the right person,
All right.
and the person
Right.
who looks at it probably daily is our membership person, and she's very, very good.
Okay. So again, we have been talking, we have a short time left, we've been talking with Elaine McNanna and Teddy, I'll get it right, Weber, and Hazel Schroeder. And this is how many times, Elaine and Hazel, have you been on? I know Elaine's been on with me before, but Hazel, I think this is your second or third time?
Second, I think.
And this is your first time.
All right.
Teddy,
Yes.
that's your first time.
Yeah.
I think this is really great. I got to tell you, Cher, I'm going to give a little plug. There's a wonderful eye clinic up the street, Dr. Goodman. And I recently had a cataract. It can happen at any age. He's got kids in high school as well as people in their 90s who get cataracts. It's the luck of the draw. I was amazed. But afterwards, when I came back for my next day appointment to check in, they gave me I don't know if they do it with everybody, a potted violet plant.
Oh, nice.
And I thought of you. I've said, I read the directions. It says minimal sunlight. Don't stick her out in the sun all the time, and make sure she's moist. I said thank you. I did not, expect to get this plant, but thank you, Goodman Eye Center. That's amazing. I don't think I've ever been given a plant from an eye doctor, any doctor in my life. So you guys ought to go over and see it, to tell them, hey, we can help you out with plants.
Where's my plant?
Well, definitely. So you've got something coming up before we close in June, and what's that?
It's the celebrating 50 years of Milford Greenleaf Garden Club. And we're going to have a flower show, which is a competition between ourselves. There's 4 people to a class.
Oh, you're all between yourselves.
Yes, there's 28 designs that will be judged by the Federation judges. And then we will also have horticulture that people will display and win ribbons. If you have a great something in your garden, you can bring it there.
Yep.
And an educational section that will be doing some other things. Mm-hmm. But all the topics and all the items that will be named, we name each category, the music of history, the heritage of Milford, the history of Milford, the industry of Milford, and everyone has to interpret those titles with flowers. It's an amazing, very enjoyable.
It's going to be fun.
That's a challenge. That's
Absolutely
a
fun.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun. That's my slogan that we have said forever, and I'm happy to hear Teddy saying it too. Because
Hazel, what you want to say?
I was just going to say that the theme celebrates Milford as well as us.
So it celebrates
It's
Milford.
Celebrate the history of Milford and
One of our goals
industries.
That's pretty neat.
One of our
This
goals
has been really
is
great.
to promote the love of gardening in Milford. And so the garden clubs, by having these categories,
We'll be
will celebrating
So this is
Milford.
coming up, a flower show on June 7th, 8th, and 9th at the Memorial Building right there.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody can come. You'll announce it in the papers too, I'm sure.
Right,
Yes.
and we'd like to come back and tell you more about.
Yes, and there's the physical therapy. The garden therapy is going to be featured in the education part too. So you'll find out more about garden therapy.
And do the patients there get to take their little plant into their room?
Oh,
I love
yes,
it.
yes. And lots of times the patients will say, I'm going to give this to my daughter. And so we try to encourage them to keep them, but they like to give them to people that, spend time with them.
Oh, my.
So it gives them something to give back to their,
Yeah, you can go in your room, you can look
people
at your little
that-
plant, and watch it grow.
relatives.
All right, we're going to close now, but we're going to have them back again. Don't worry about that. Thank you, ladies, very much, and we'll see you next time and be my guest.